Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude. All right, third time's the charm. Let's see if this works. No, now it's terrible. Now it's like super low. Why? Oh, dude, it's like it's hot down here. We back again for the third time, baby. I got sweaty pits. It's 700 degrees down here in my basement. I don't know why. It's not even that hot outside. Here we go again. All right, so I'm on my 5G internet. The stream connection is excellent. I'm on my 5 gigahertz band instead of my 2.4. Maybe that's what it is. Dude, my pits are sweaty. I'm dying over here. I got tickets to see James Bond at 8 o'clock tonight with my wife. We're going to go get dinner. It's looking rough. Is it seriously? Don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me it's looking rough. Wrapping aluminum foil around your head. Dude, these comments are incredible. Dude, my internet's awesome, dude. I'm on super, super fast internet. I think it's like a gigabyte up or something. It's really fast. Or excuse me, a gigabyte down. Stream health. It says it's good. It says it's healthy. It's healthy on here. It's healthy over there. It's healthy everywhere except on your guys' side. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Like this third stream if it's good. This dude's saying it's pixelated. Come on, bro. All right. So I'm going to see James Bond tonight with my wife. Don't get me wrong. I didn't forget about this thread. We're going to talk about this money washing thread, okay? But I'm going to see James Bond tonight. Don't say anything in the chat if you already saw it. I'm a big fan of James Bond. I'm not sure if I agree with the direction they're going in, but hopefully it'll be good. Even the internet went to happy hour. Yeah, that's true, dude. That's why there's no one on the stream. I'm streaming at 4 p.m. on a Friday. So I think this is going to show up on my YouTube feed like 3 times for the 3 different feeds. Let me check some real quick, just so you guys can see. Speed test. Let's do the internet speed test real quick. Okay, a little bit slow. Don't know why. Let's see what the upload speed is. That may actually hurt the stream now that I think about it. No, look at that upload speed. Crushing it, you guys. Look at this. Crushing it. Is this enjoyable for you? Because I'm like live testing. So this is definitely slow. This is fast. Yeah, I need to buy a YouTube health insurance. You're right, dude. Boomer tech over here, right? Better than you deserve. All right, sweet. So let's get back into this. So whole communities suddenly fix their minds upon one object and go mad in its pursuit. That millions of people become simultaneously impressed with one delusion and run after it till their attention is caught by some new folly more captivating than the first. Looks like you lost your internet connection. Like all crypto scams, the essence of the NFT grifts is in recruiting new believers by convincing them a blessed database is an authoritative registrar of value. Just like star naming, the grift isn't about utility. It's simply a shared delusion and a get-rich-quick scheme. What are your thoughts? Let's go to the chat here, you guys, as I'm getting a spam phone call from a number that I don't know. So what do you think about this? Money laundering, scam, huge bubble just because money is chasing anything at this point right now. What are you guys thinking? So as I said in my previous videos, I do believe that there is definitely opportunity for money laundering there, but I don't think the whole market is that. I think there's definitely going to be room for NFTs in the future for certain things like patents, digital real estate. My theory, my wife and I went on our honeymoon in 2017, and on that honeymoon, I read Ready Player One. So if you guys don't know Ready Player One, you may have seen the movie. The book is way better. Yes, I'm that guy. But it's basically everyone strapped into the Oasis, a.k.a. Google, for example, and they wear virtual reality headsets, and they basically live their lives within a digital metaverse, if you will. So I really think that with the advent of Prime delivery, drone delivery, grocery delivery, pet food delivery, this delivery, that delivery, stay at home, lockdowns, work from home, all this stuff. I definitely believe that people are going to get either, depressed, or they're going to look for something more, and it's going to be in a digital world. So in reality, they're going to be, out of shape at home, haven't left the house, haven't seen the sun in 72 hours. But in the metaverse, they're Lord Galactor 69, level 99, character in some game kind of a thing, right? And that's where they find their purpose. So that's just my opinion on where the world is going. But, I'm just a guy on YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to check the chat. It looks like the stream quality is healthy. On my end, it's healthy. What do you guys think? One good explosion in the sun and EMP will erase everything. Yeah, I don't buy that. There's just way too many backups, dude. I just don't think that, unless it's something crazy huge which covers the whole earth, I don't think anything like that is going to be an issue, because you have to realize there's different nodes. Like for Bitcoin, for example, there's tens of thousands of nodes running Bitcoin all over the world. Some people don't even know which ones are. So what are your thoughts on what happened with like Facebook and Instagram and all that? So on Sunday, I was watching 60 Minutes, and obviously that woman came out and she was like a whistleblower that said like, hey, I'm a whistleblower from Facebook, this and that. So I thought this was pretty funny. This tweet said, hey, fellow whistleblowers. So if you're not familiar with this, this is Steve Buscemi. Hey, fellow kids, or hey, fellow youth. So this is him trying to blend in. He's like, hey, fellow kids. So this tweet right here is basically saying like, hey, fellow whistleblowers, like trying to blend in, when really, people are saying it was CIA, it was planned, just to give Facebook more power, that kind of a thing. So what are your guys' thoughts about that? WhatsApp was out, Instagram was out, Facebook was out. People are tweeting that their badges weren't working. Some people are reporting that hackers stole their information, that kind of a thing. I don't know. So let me know what your thoughts are about that. I'm not saying some like conspiracy theory or whatever, but a lot of engineers on Twitter were saying like, hey, this was just us updating the platform. It's not a big deal, kind of a thing. So let's see what we got here, you guys. This is funny as hell. So when this was out, you can see one hacker way. This is the headquarters of Facebook. You can see the like button right there. And if you guys are familiar with Spirit Halloween, they open up in these like defunct commercial, like mixed use places, or even like a big retail warehouse, if you will, or a defunct like Kmart, for example, and they open up just for a few months just to sell Halloween stuff, and then they close. This guy goes, wow, they move fast. This is a pretty good tweet. This is basically 25 books that will teach you more about business than a $250,000 degree. Are you guys familiar with any of these? I've read a number of these. When I worked at a startup company in 2013, I worked for a company called eFuneral.com. So I was the business development manager. So I basically did all the sales. I called every single funeral home in Northeast Ohio, trying to get them into our platform. And I know it sounds morbid, but it's not. It was basically kind of like Lending Tree meets Yelp, but for death care. So it was a pretty innovative platform. We ended up getting acquired by a publicly traded company, but it was cool because I learned about, Series A funding, Series B funding, venture capitalists, all this stuff, angel investments. We got like seed funding from a bunch of very successful entrepreneurs. It just didn't pan out. They ended up buying us for the technology and to kind of like kick us out of the market, and everyone got laid off. So I'll never forget, I came into the office on a Friday, and my boss takes all of us into the conference room. I was the first employee out of like 4 or 5. And he just says, hey, we got acquired by X. It's a publicly traded company in death care. Everyone's getting laid off, so we got like severance, paid vacation, all that stuff. And then, I collected unemployment for a little bit, but really, never mind, I'm not going to say it. Let's just say I was looking for jobs in Miami Beach while I was collecting unemployment for a couple weeks. But then I went into commercial real estate a couple weeks after that. But I did want to share some of these books. So 0 to 1, Peter Thiel, very good book. Innovator's Dilemma, Compound Effect. Let's see here. Never Split the Difference is supposed to be pretty good. How I Built This is supposed to be pretty good. Millionaire Fastlane is really good. This is MJ DeMarco. He talks a lot about entrepreneurship. The Psychology of Money. This one is great. So I bought the physical book and the audio book. I listened to this over the course of like a week while I was cutting the grass and, you know, driving my car and stuff. The Psychology of Money is very, very good. The Way of the Wolf. I don't care for books like this. This is just this dude jumping on a, you know, opportunity to sell a book. Think and Grow Rich is classic. Peter Drucker. This is pretty good. $100 Startup is good. I read this. I actually got this from the library when it first came out when I was younger. It's basically about side hustles and things like that, which I really, really like. Invent and Wander, Jeff Bezos. I haven't read this. The Personal MBA. I heard this was good. I haven't read it. E-Myth. This is an all-time classic if you're an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, I highly, highly recommend checking out the E-Myth. This is basically talking about, it's kind of like the position that I'm in, right? So anything you see that comes out of WhiteBoard Finance is me and me only. I don't have video editors. I don't have, you know, script writers. I don't have producers. It's literally just me in my basement, dude. One-man show, 100%. However, the E-Myth is about, say, for example, you're a baker, right? And you know how to make the best cake in the city. You're the best baker in the world, right? But the goal is to hire employees to be able to bake these cakes on your behalf. So you teach them the recipe, you teach them how to make the cake, and you just manage the business. You're not the actual baker baking until, you know, 4 in the morning trying to get these pastries out, you know, for the morning rush, right? So it's interesting because it talks about how to build systems and how to systematize your business. So right now, I'm the baker. I'm the one creating the content on WhiteBoard Finance, but, you know, it's not like I'm hiring other hosts or I have a team of writers or, you know, anything like that. So let's see. Your 5 Next Moves. I know Patrick Bet David. Haven't read this book. The Lean Startup. So we actually had to read this when I was at eFuneral in 2012, I believe. We had to read this book, Eric Ries, and we actually sent I believe, a video to Eric Ries, and he actually responded to us. We showed him our startup and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Shoe Dog, Phil Knight, this is the creator of Nike. I have never read this, but everyone says it's a great book. I own it. I just haven't had time to read it. Art of War is really good. War of Art is really good. So not Art of War, but War of Art, I highly recommend. How to Win Friends and Influence People, that's a Dale Carnegie classic. The Go-Giver, that's a classic. Extreme Ownership, this is Jocko Willink. I have not read this. The stream quality has me shaken, not stirred. Hold on, let me see. Can you hear that? Oh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah, that absolutely needs to be on this list. Again, this is just some random guy that I found on Twitter, but yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I met Robert Kiyosaki in Arizona. I met him when I was in Scottsdale visiting my friend George Gammon. Let me log into my Instagram here real quick, and I'll show you that. How's the stream, you guys? Give me a thumbs up if the stream is good. It looks like it's good on my end, maybe because I changed from 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi to 5. But I need to get to... Oh, this is going to make me put in a password. Give me one second, you guys. There's no way I typed that correctly. I'm trying to log into Instagram. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. Let me put in this verification. So, sorry, 1 second, you guys. I apologize. I know this is not professional, but whatever. 196011. See, this never works. For some reason, my authenticator never works. So I'm just going to go off a text message real quick. Enter the code we sent to your number. It is not coming up on my phone, so forget that. Oops. All right. Hello, fellow kids. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Sean Puri. This guy goes, my parents' savings account has lost 50% of its purchasing power since I was born. This is 1985. This is the price of keeping it safe in the bank. So let me zoom in on this. So what do you guys think about this? I talk about this a lot on my channel. The US dollar has lost 58% of its value since 1985 and 32% of its value since 2000. Real returns after inflation are what matter. So this is what spurred my entire Savers or Losers video series. I made like 2 or 3 of those videos now, and I've mentioned them in a lot of the videos I make. It's sad because I feel like the Federal Reserve has turned this generation into a generation of speculators and gamblers, as opposed to people that appreciate saving and discipline. Those are typically the foundations on which you want to build from, just from your character, as a society, all that kind of stuff. But we're kind of taught to, YOLO AMC calls, that kind of a thing. So part of me is like, okay, you should reserve, 5% of your portfolio to straight up gambling, which is fine. That's okay. As long as you can afford to lose it, that's fine. But I feel like people are like, hey, I'm in this rat race. I feel like my wages are stagnant or just keeping up with inflation. If that, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I got to find that $1 million play. I got to invest in AMC. I got to invest in GameStop. I got to do this. I got to do that. So what are your thoughts on that, you guys? I just don't want to see, this generation. Dude, I'm turning off this Apple Watch. Get this thing away from me, dude. You got Jeff Bezos and Tim Cook and all these dudes listening to me. Come on, bro. All right, so anyway. Okay. You have to in the current economy, no risk, no returns. We're following Japan's path. Yeah, so who agrees with that or not? Do you guys think we're going to be Japan with stagflation? So let me pull up the Nikkei real quick if you guys aren't familiar with this. So this is the Nikkei 225. This is essentially similar to, the Dow Jones Industrial Average or, the S&P 500, but it's obviously Japanese, right? So Japan has had a pretty strong economy. They have a strong manufacturing economy. They do, however, have an aging population, and they have had basically zero interest rates for years now. If you guys want, you should definitely check out Princes of the Yen. I'll repeat that, Princes of the Yen. Check out that documentary by Professor Richard Werner. He's much smarter than I am. I hope to get him on a podcast soon. So if you look at the Nikkei 225, take a look at January 25th, 1991. Some of you guys weren't even born yet, okay? Oh, greetings from Italy. Buongiorno tutti, miei amici. What's up, dude? I don't speak Italian. So if you look at the Nikkei 225, if you can see this, say you invested $1, okay, in 1991. Well, and you kept dollar cost averaging. You keep investing. You basically broke even in 2020 or right around there. Let's call it the end of 2020. So for 30 years, your money didn't do anything. Okay? So what are your guys' thoughts about that? That's what people say when they think we're going to have stagflation like Japan. So let's see what the chat says. Greetings from Italy. We're following Japan. Nope, it's FUD to scare investors away as usual. Fear sells. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fear mongers for sure. Another lost decade for stocks coming. I don't know about that. I think that it's too big to fail at this point in terms of they're just going to keep injecting money until they can't anymore, you guys. A great article about this, Lynn Alden, petrodollar system. If you guys don't know what the petrodollar system is, I highly suggest you read this article. The dollar has value because there's a lot of demand for the dollar internationally, whether it's, a South American company that wants to make a bigger return using dollars, or if it's oil being traded in dollars. That's what the petrodollar system is. You guys need to understand why the dollar has value. How can the United States print so much money, without it losing its value, without turning into Zimbabwe money? Check this out. So these are real. This is real. So I've been to Eastern Europe. I've been to countries that have gone through hyperinflation. Check this out. This is real currency, okay? $100 trillion. It's real. I've been to countries that have gone through hyperinflation. I've held million dinar notes. I've held 100,000 dinar notes. But anyway, if you need to understand why the United States is able to print all this money and keep rates extremely low, because of certain things: the military, the petrodollar system, guarding oil, things like that. So this is not, tinfoil hat stuff, you guys. This is basic economics if you follow this. This was basically the agreement after World War II, after Europe was a parking lot. This is when we implemented the Bretton Woods system. Oh, thank you for the $2 private joker. When was the last time you hit a club? Dude, I'm in the club every day, bro. I'm always in the club. It's a club here in my house. No, I'm kidding. That's a desperate dad. That's what a desperate dad would say that hasn't gone out in months. No, luckily enough, sorry, you guys, I have really bad allergies. I don't know why. Luckily enough, my wife is awesome, and she watches the kid as much as possible, and I do too, but obviously I have to record. I'm not going to have the baby here. I did set up this table so I can put the little car seat right here so the baby could be next to me. But these lights that I use, these are LEDs, you guys. Here, I'm actually going to turn this off so you can see how dark it gets. I'm going to do this from my phone real quick. Okay, so these things are bright. So when I turn it back on, I just didn't want my daughter being exposed. She's a newborn, like she's an infant, okay? I'm not trying to blind her with these LEDs. So I did want to do an episode with her, but maybe I'll do it when she's sleeping, when her eyes are closed. So anyway, when was the last time I hit a club? Luckily, I go to the club, you know, not a club, but I go out with my friends after soccer. You know, we go out, you know, to a bar or whatever. Your body's craving carbs after running 90 minutes. Any cyclists or athletes, you know that. Oh, but that reminds me, I am doing Sober October. So I'm doing no alcohol, no nicotine, no cigars, nothing like that. And I've been going every day pretty strong here. And I've also been working out a lot as well. So I feel good. And I don't think I'm going to go back either because I started to get a little bit of like a gut just from drinking beer and stuff. So I don't drink a lot, but, you know, you cut the grass, you have a beer. You play soccer, you have a beer, you know, stuff like that. Thank you, Chinati, for the $3. Where's the super chats, you guys? Why are you guys so cheap, dude? Like 20-cent iced coffee, no super chats. It's like, come on, dude, I'm pouring my heart out here. Give me a couple bucks. No, I'm just kidding. 5% prepared for S&P 500 dip. I experienced it. Here, I'll pull up my M1 Finance account where I just put in like 125 grand. So check this out, you guys. So this is my retirement account, which you guys know. I make a poll about this every week on my community channel. But I got a taxable in here sitting at like 120 grand. And then I got this income sitting at 125 grand. This one I actually bought at the top. I bought right at the peak, right in, I deposited this money basically in September, I think 22nd, basically, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little bit before that. But this was down. I was down like $3,500 on this account because the NASDAQ crashed, and so did the S&P 500, and that's what a lot of these funds are based off of. So I was crapping myself a little bit there, you guys, but you know I'm basically break even at this point, so I'm not worried about it. Let's see, in 2023 when rates go down, Young Lee, $5. What's up, dog? Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'll give it to my daughter. I'll put that in her 529 account. I really appreciate it, you guys. Can you do acid during Sober October? Soccer, you mean feetball? Yeah, aka football. Yes. I was doing Sober October until an hour ago. It was a terrible work week. I hear you, dude. Dude, these Fridays, especially when you've been grinding, man, I put out like 4 videos in the past week, I believe. Like, not this week, but like within a cumulative, like 7 to 10 day period, I knocked out like 3-4 videos. I'm smoked, dude. So I appreciate you guys even joining me on this live stream. I try and stay organized just so you're not like looking at me like talking or ranting, but you know but the thing is I had to chop this live stream up into 3 streams because I stupidly was using my 2.4 gigahertz connection. That's the thing that controls all my lights, so I can do it from my phone, my iPad, stuff like that. But that's the guest network, and that's what I think it was cutting out. Thanks for the super chats, you guys. I was just joking around, man. I appreciate it. If you can spare it, great. I'll put it in my daughter's 529 plan or give it to someone as a tip or charity. But I really appreciate that, you guys. He goes, isn't actually kidding. Favorite types of carbs? Pizza, man. I love pizza. Absolutely a big sucker for pizza. I make my own pizzas. I get pizza. There's a great restaurant here in Cleveland. It's by a famous restaurateur. Not Michael Simon. He's an Iron Chef. He has a couple of good restaurants here, but another restaurant, Ken Stewart's. Ken Stewart's is great, and they have a wood-fired oven, so their pizza is legit. It almost tastes like European pizza. Marco, quick question. Looking to save just straight-up cash, not to be invested, for example, starting with saving $100 a week, $5,200 a year, would increasing the amount saved by 3.5% a year make sense? So if you just want cash, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, if you have, so I'm a firm believer of, let me pull up the current level of CPI rate real quick. So I'm a firm believer in, if you have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, I'm not keeping a ton of my net worth in cash. I'm keeping maybe 15% of my net worth in cash. And that even sounds like a lot. But the reason for that is because, let me pull up the charts here. The reason for that is because once you get rid of debt and cover your monthly nut and have that 3 to 6 months emergency fund, 15% should really be an opportunity fund. 15% should not be 100% just cash to sit on cash. If you're using it as an opportunity to invest, that's good. If you're putting it under your mattress, I don't know, dude. I mean, CPI is crazy right now. For some reason, this chart is not coming up. It's been like 5% over the last 3 months. Let's see here. More chart packages, workplace injuries, inflation and prices, CPI index. Okay, so, I mean, I guess you could do that, but without having to pull up this chart, because for some reason I'm not pulling up the right one, and I can't do it at the same time as speaking. Here you go, all items, 5.3%. Okay, and a lot of people think CPI is BS. They think it's a lot higher than 5.3%. If you look at energy, look at this. Gasoline, 42%, energy, 25%. So anyway, you have to realize if you're putting away 3.5% a year in increases, like your stuff's still getting deteriorated away. You're still saving $1. Your dollar is still $1. So if you take $1 and put it under your mattress, it doesn't matter if you put $1.03 next year, because you're still $1.03. It doesn't matter. You're still losing money to inflation, or purchasing power, excuse me. Look at Evergrande and Tether. Yeah, there's been a lot of Tether in the news lately. John Fornwald, read my comment question, please. I apologize, John. I don't know which one it is. I apologize. John Fornwald. Sorry, I can't see it. Try and type it again, sir. I can't see it. So first time listening, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much, Gray Galaxy. I appreciate that. My question is, what's your net worth, if you don't mind sharing? So someone asked me this in one of my videos. So the video, let me pull it up real quick. So the video I did where I put away that $100,000 in that account, that M1 Finance account, someone asked me, hey, you know, what's your net worth? Are you a millionaire? That was the question. And to be quite honest, you guys, I don't like answering questions like that. Not because I have anything to hide. It's just like, you have to realize YouTubers use that as like, as clickbait. You know, it's like, oh, millionaire reacts and stuff like this. It's like to me, that's kind of like corny and cheesy, to be quite honest, just because I feel like they're using it as a way to, how do I say this, verify their existence. So like, say for example, all that matters is ROI. How much money did you make off the money you invested? Your ROI, your internal rate of return, your cash on cash return, your cash flow, stuff like that. So say for example, I'm an 18-year-old kid and I have $100 to invest, and I run that $100 up to $200, and I make in 1 year, and I make 100% returns, right? 100 plus 100 is 200. That's 100% gain. And someone else is a bajillionaire and they're investing $1 million, and they turn that $1 million into a 5% gain. Well, the $1 million seems like, oh, you know, it's so alluring. They turn their $1 million into, you know, $1,100,000, for example, right? They made 10%, as opposed to the 18-year-old kid who made 100%, but he went from 100 to 200. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So the big numbers and everything, oh, I'm investing $1 million here, I'm investing, you know, $100,000 there. It's kind of clickbaity. And I know I'm being a hypocrite because that video was called, I invested $100,000 into these stocks or whatever, but it's the truth. I didn't know how else to, you know, call that video. But hey, everybody, welcome. I just don't like how people use that as like their net worth is like a measuring stick or like validity, if that makes sense. So I don't know how to search these things. Someone asked me if I was a millionaire. Let me see if I can do a Control F. Yeah, millionaire is not coming up, meaning that I have an idea. Give me 1 second, you guys. So to answer your question, sir, I don't like sharing my net worth, but let's just put it this way. I've built multiple duplexes from the ground up. I've worked in a commercial real estate development since 2013. I've worked in publicly traded banks, publicly traded commercial real estate consulting services firms, capital markets. I've been investing since I was 18. I'm 33 now. I've had 15 years to compound money. And I've had sales jobs where I made a lot of money. I've had banking jobs where I made a lot of money. I have had YouTube for 3 years now, making money. So my net worth is definitely, I don't want to give percentages, but it's up there. It's in the single digits of percentage of people for my age, if that makes sense. So I don't want to give numbers. I think it's corny, to be quite honest, but I appreciate the question, sir. And I know that's very long-winded. I apologize. Okay, how much money do I have in crypto? I have close to 6 figures. Yeah, very close to 6 figures. Cash is trash in this environment. Who saves cash long-term? You're an inspiration to me, Marco. I have now recently started my own channel about personal finance. Any tips for a beginner talking about personal finance? Yes, always be yourself. Don't jump on trends because you think, I was guilty of this myself early on. Oh, you jump on trends, you're trying to get views. Just be yourself. Make content about stuff that you are a subject matter expert in. I can make videos about commercial real estate. I can make videos about investing. I can make videos about Bitcoin. I can make videos about stuff that I've been doing for years, budgeting, savings accounts, all that stuff, retirement. This is stuff I've been doing since I was 18 years old. This is not me bragging. I'm just saying there's so many people that start channels just to chase trends. GameStop, crypto, stimulus update videos, this, that. If you want to grow as a channel, that's one thing. But people can see through that pretty quickly, in my humble opinion, or maybe that's just me, but that's just my opinion. So just talk about stuff that you're a subject matter expert in, and be creative. Don't copy other people. 10% cash, 90% YOLO. Yes, that's the way. Let's see. Okay. If you're looking for, let's see here. Let me go to some of these super chats. Hey, Marco, love your channel. I have M1 and currently holding VTI, VXUS, SCHD, QQQ, and AVUV. What is your opinion? I think it's a very well-diversified portfolio, but it is leaning heavy towards large cap. That may not be the way to go in the long term, but, large cap has done very well. However, you have to realize there's a lot of overlap in those portfolios. Like VTI and QQQ, there's a lot of overlap there, SCHD too even. So what I would do is there's a great website, I think it's called Optimized Portfolio, and that gentleman does a good job of breaking down a lot of different portfolio scenarios. There's nothing wrong with your portfolio, but you may want to get some small cap exposure in there. You know what? I think AVUV... You know what? Sorry about that. I may have spoken too early. Yes. AVUV, you are covering that. Yes, Mr. Rod, sorry about that. I spoke too soon. So this was actually the fund that I was looking at yesterday, the Avantis. I think Ben Felix is a big proponent of this, which is great. But yeah, so at first glance, I thought you were too heavy with large and mid cap, but this is good that you have this exposure. So I'm glad that I caught that at the end. Thank you for the question, sir. John Fornwald, I don't know what your comment is, sir. I apologize. I'm 61, have 20K plus 1K per month to invest, already have a 401K and a Roth. Where should I put it retiring at 67? That's a good question. So if you have 20 grand plus $1,000 a month to invest, I'm assuming that the $1,000 a month is above and beyond, your living expenses. This is just gravy on top. This is just play money, right? So if you want to invest at that age, I hate to say it, but you may want to look into some certain opportunities either with fixed income or something super conservative like bonds. Even though I don't like bonds right now, I'm 33. I own 0% of my portfolio in bonds. But you may want to look at something conservative, annuities, things that are going to keep you afloat in retirement. So if you want to take a look at my M1 Finance account, this is something that, is definitely, it's risky, but these 4 funds are making me 7.7% yield. So instead of me making, and I should put this behind a paywall. If I was smart, I'd put this behind a Patreon and make all you guys subscribe to me and make $1 bajillion a month. But I love you guys. Just share the channel. That's all I ask. So this is these are covered calls. Okay, these are covered called ETFs. They basically go off of the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, dividend paying stocks, things like that. So what these things do is they write covered calls or sometimes even spreads, basically saying, hey, I own X shares of whatever. I can write and sell a contract and make the premium off that, and I can turn that into a really high payout every month. So all 4 of these ETFs pay monthly. I haven't gone through a full month with them yet, but I've already received, hundreds of dollars in dividends just off of these 2. So there's still 2 more that need to pay me, and then the next month will be a full month, and this will be even higher. This portfolio is probably making me $600 a month passively, okay? So this is not me having to unclog toilets or deal with tenants or do any of this stuff. But you also have to have a lot of money in here. So if you had $1 million in this portfolio would make you roughly $77,000 a year before taxes, capital gains, all that stuff. Make sense? So you may want to check that out, sir, if you want income. Let's see. My net worth is $20 billion, but I don't disclose it. Kiss my ass, dude. Graham Stephan is the biggest clickbaiter. Can SHIB get to 1? Guys, come on. Stop with the crap coins. SHIB, dude, really? Just buy Bitcoin, check it in 4 years, and then send me $100 to a steak dinner, please. Sofi seems to combine the addictive nature of social media with positive personal finance improvement, education. Very bullish. Totally avoids the question. If you're talking about my net worth, I did not avoid that question. I just don't want to disclose that. What's your net worth? What's your net worth, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Why don't you disclose your net worth? 17 G's and a bag of Doritos? Get out of here, young boy. So just SHIB is a fraud. If someone asks you how much money you have, ask them, would you disclose what you have in your bank account? Exactly. Yeah, did you get your HIV vaccine? Hey, Marco, I'm an 18-year-old kid. I got 400 euros to invest. Where should I start? So I'm not familiar with Europe. I don't invest in Europe, but the easiest way to invest, you guys, depending on your age, is just a total stock market ETF. I know you don't want to hear that. I know it's not sexy, but that's going to weather the storm, and that's going to build wealth long term. Okay, where should I park my money if I'm saving up for a home, high yield savings account, or stock market? That all depends on the time frame, you guys. If your time frame is less than 3 to 5 years, I highly recommend a high yield savings account. But I'm also being a hypocrite because this money is earmarked for something within 6 months, this 125 grand, and I put it into something yielding 7.75%. So I'm being a 100% hypocrite here. But it's my money, so it is what it is. If you're being, and this isn't for a house. That's the other thing I wanted to say. If it's not for a house, if it's for like a toy, then maybe you can get away with doing something like this. But for a house, I wouldn't mess around with that. Keep it simple. Roth savings, 529, real estate, lower, no debt. Yes, I agree with that. For the most part, I think most people should go that route. What do I think of SoFi? I followed it on Wall Street Bets. I followed it a lot from when it was, I think, like single-digit dollars or like close to like $10. It made a run. I think it's been flat lately. Let me pull it up real quick. But I don't know. I think they're innovative. I think they're cool. A lot of this stuff, when I add something to my portfolio, it's a long-term hold, you guys. Like, I don't just do this just to make money by saying, oh, look at the stocks I bought. Look at what I did. Join my Patreon, blah, 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 and make money off you that way. That's stupid. Most of my money is in ETFs and index funds. That way I can borrow against it at 2%. Okay, so let me show you something real quick. So let me go to M1 Finance. If I chose to go to my taxable account, go to taxable, I can click on borrow. I can borrow right now 43 grand at 2% if I wanted to do that right now. I can transfer it to my bank account right now as we speak. So if something comes up, if I see like a classic car I want to flip, or if I see a rental property in Cleveland, I can pay cash for it, 40, 50 G's. Used to be able to do that 2013, but not so much anymore. So let me keep going down. Marco, would you ever trade inverse leverage ETFs? No, too risky. Let's go to this $20 one. I apologize before this runs out. Coffee on me. Have a safe weekend. Thank you, Armin. I appreciate that, my brother. I really do. Thank you, sir. Thanks for honest education. Hey, Marco, show me your guns. My guns upstairs. I got a Benelli shotgun, and I have a Walter PPS. Oh, these guns. No, these aren't big. These are little guns. These are little guns. I'm still playing soccer, bro. I don't need big guns. Uh, what's your current cash flow income sources besides YouTube? How do you plan things if the biggest income cash flow suddenly drops? Oh, hey, what's up, Charles? How you doing, buddy? You follow me on Instagram. Nice to speak to you, sir. So basically, biggest cash flow, well, my business, which is YouTube, obviously. But other than that, I have money coming in from dividends. I have money coming in from these covered call ETFs. Sometimes I play with options where I'm playing theta, so I'm selling options. I'm the house, cash secured puts, covered calls, things like that. But yeah, other than that, the biggest source of passive income, which isn't really passive, I don't like that word, is YouTube. So I took the entire month of September off when my daughter was born, and I was still making the same amount of money as when I was actively posting videos. A little bit less, but for the most part, having videos backlogged with evergreen content, those always make money. So that can go away tomorrow. So I'm going to answer the second part of your question. How do I plan things if the biggest income cash flow suddenly stops? Lower your monthly expenses to as low as they can possibly be. What do I mean by this? I'm talking big stuff, you guys. I'm talking mortgages. I'm talking, car payments. I'm talking huge subscriptions. I'm talking, if you're renting an office space or something like that. Once you get rid of your biggest nuts to cover, then life becomes much easier, okay? So if you have some huge bloated, mortgage payment, that's a big nut to cover. If I were to pay off my house, that would reduce, my monthly nut by, $1,300, for example, just the principal and interest. So what I'm trying to do is, which I stated in my last video, paying off your mortgage early is a mistake. I'm doing something in the middle to where I invest and I also pay down my mortgage. So by the time, God forbid something happened to my business or whatever, my biggest expense would be gone. That would be my monthly mortgage. So that's the answer to that question. If you're living below your means, you're truly living below your means, that's fine. What I'm not talking about is again, being cheap, not paying for people's dinner, not taking people out for drinks, not, whatever, just being someone that's cheap. No one likes cheap people. We got a $20 gift at our wedding from like 4 people. It was a family of 4. They gave $20 as a gift. It was embarrassing, like literally embarrassing for these people. And I'll never forget that. It's not the money, it's the gestures, the principle. So give abundantly, always give. That'll all come back to you through karma, trust me. Canadian National Railway, goodbye. I don't know anything about it. I apologize. Hey, Marco, great vids. How do you think about an all ETF portfolio? There's nothing wrong with that. If you look at Bogleheads, a lot of people, they just buy VTI, a VXUS, they set it, forget it, see you in 30 years. There's nothing wrong with that. Before taxes, capital gains. Yeah, I mentioned that, sir. Jennifer, how do we make those portfolios? I'm a beginner. Follow my channel. That's how you do that. I pretty much explain all this stuff, you guys. I'm very transparent. I've enjoyed your videos for a while now. I'm 20. I've started a $2,500 portfolio specifically for dividend income in my future. Any tips? If I was 20 years old, I would not start a dividend portfolio. I would go 100% growth. And then when you get older, then you flip that into dividends or you flip it into more for income as opposed to growth. You got to realize when you miss out on these big periods of growth, the dividends don't make up for that unless it's a dividend growth portfolio, which is a different story, but it's still not going to keep up with, the big tech giants that are out here, high flying, if you will. Bag of Doritos. You were SHIB not long ago. I was never SHIB, dude. Please don't confuse me for shitcoiners. I'm not a shitcoiner, sir. Jonah, do you remember me? I'm not sure. I can't see your picture. I apologize. Invest in Nestle, buy DTI, money market. Last time I checked. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. These chats keep coming. Sorry guys, I want to answer these questions, but I got to skip to the ones where the people actually give me money. So I apologize. I'm 32. Wife and I max out 2 401ks in our Roth accounts. Would you dial back and invest more into taxable accounts instead? No, I mean, if you max out your tax advantage accounts, you should do that first. So whether that's Roth 401k, a Roth 401k, traditional 401k, whatever, anything that's tax advantage, HSA, health savings account, 529 plan, if you have kids, I would definitely do that first. So, go through that order of operations first, then taxable account should be last. First time to the channel. Thanks for the stream. Oh, first time. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it, buddy. Subscribers who share. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Doug Z. You always comment on my videos. I really appreciate the support, especially when I'm not in favor with the algorithm. I have over 700,000 subscribers. My videos get like 20, 30,000 views. So I just need to post more consistently, to be honest. Can you make more videos on options like covered calls? I could do that. Let's see. I think I skipped one. I follow you, Patrick Boyle, Lynn Alden, George Gammon. Any others you recommend? Thank you, sir. George is awesome. Lynn is awesome. I'm not familiar with Patrick Boyle. I'm trying to think. You don't want to go too down that same vein, because I know a lot of these people are similar. You know, I share a lot of their beliefs as well. Mark Moss is really good if you like that vein of Lynn Alden and George Gammon. Mark Moss is awesome. He's a friend of mine. Headbang Tiger, thank you so much, brother, for the $10. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it, though. It'll go to my daughter's 529 plan or go to tip a waiter or a service industry person. All this money that I get in these tips, they go to something. They're not going to a Rolex. They're not going to a car. Trust me. They're going to other people. It's all about giving, you guys. What goes around comes around. No joke. I know it sounds like scammy, but it's true. Who do you think has the best YouTube channel for personal finance outside of your channel? Thank you, Daniel. That's a good question. Humphrey is really good. Humphrey Yang is really good. I'm trying to think. If you're talking personal finance specifically, Humphrey's pretty good. I like his stuff. I'm 20 years old and rent for $700 right now and want to find a house soon. High 100s, low 200s. Any tips? Yeah, just keep your ear to the streets, dude. You know, the market's been kind of crazy, but I don't see that changing anytime soon. I thought we are going to see stuff happen late 2021, around this time, Q3, Q4, but that hasn't happened. It's slowed down a little bit, but at the same time, I thought moratoriums were going to be way more significant. I thought moratoriums ending, excuse me. And I thought, you know, just all these evictions and stuff, we'd have a flood of properties in the market, but we're not really seeing that. So maybe I missed that one. But I also said 12 to 24 months. So that's basically middle of 2022. So we'll see what happens. But to answer your question, keep your ear to the streets. Get a good real estate agent. If you don't know how to do this stuff yourself, they'll save you a lot of money. Real estate agents may not exist 15, 20 years from now, to be quite honest. But if you find a good one, they are worth their weight in gold. A lot aren't good, though. I'll say that right now, to be completely honest. Daryl, thank you for the $5, brother. I really appreciate that. Dave says not to buy ETFs. Please don't bring up Dave Ramsey on this channel. I'm begging you, dude. Dave Ramsey makes money by being an affiliate. That's why he wants you to buy mutual funds, so he can recommend you or refer you to an affiliate partner that sells you a mutual fund. This isn't rocket science, you guys. My vetted advisors. Come on, dude. Like, do you guys not see this? Hello? Sorry, I digress. If I inherited 200 grand, would I dollar cost average over the next 18 months in ETFs or just dump it right away? So there's two schools of thought. All of the studies lean towards dumping it right away. Especially if you're in a bull market, you dump it right away. The returns have been greater. Dollar cost averaging is just, it's obviously dollar cost averaging. It is what it is. So, but the thing is, you know, are we going to be in a sideways market, stagnant market? Are we going to be in a declining market in the next 18 months? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But if these ETFs are yielding you money, it's going to be higher than a high-yield savings account. I can tell you that right now. So that may offset some losses there. Sorry, guys. I got to skip a couple questions because there's people who paid some money. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you, the money and the question, brother. Hello, Marco. I'm 43. I have a 403B, over $100,000, and currently investing $1,000 a month on Schwab, U.S. Dividend Equity ETF via Robinhood, for the purpose of a high percentage savings account. Do I recommend? So your last sentence there kind of solidified my decision or my answer. I was going to say, if you're doing it just to do it and a taxable, may not make sense. If it is replacing a high yield savings account, you know, you have to be willing to deal with a little bit of volatility. But at the end of the day, SCHD, if that's the one you're talking about, has been an absolute rock star for me. Not only has it kept up, if not outperformed the S&P 500, the yield has been much greater than a high-yield savings account. So if I pull up SCHD, let's check the yield real quick. And this has been a gem in my portfolio. So if we look at 30-day yield, so look at that. 3.07%, that's going to be 3% higher than a regular savings account and like 2.9% higher, 2.8% higher than a quote-unquote high-yield savings account. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. It just depends on if you can stomach the drawdowns, which we had this past week. Let's see what we got here, guys. Next one is, I'm brand new to the stock market. Is there a way I could play around with it, with fake money or something like that? Yeah, absolutely. You have paper accounts. That's how I started when I was a kid. Before I was 18, I had paper trading accounts. Now you can use Webull. You can use TD Ameritrade. There's a bunch of ways to use paper accounts. Make an OnlyFans account to make real money. Let's go, dude. You want to see this right here? Look at that. You like that? OnlyFans, dude. The generation of society, dude. And all the people that support those OnlyFans girls, you're simps, bro. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it straight up. You guys are pathetic, dude. This is a girl. Come on, man. Now that I have a daughter, I'm straight up saying it. You guys are simps. Go to the club. Go talk to a girl in real life. If you're not a good-looking dude, go run some hill sprints, do some push-ups, pull-ups. Like, come on, dude. Get some confidence, man. I know that's easier said than done. Maybe you have a handicap, maybe, you know, whatever. But, dude, come on, man. Like, supporting strippers through OnlyFans, I don't know. That's not the best use of your money, but teach their own. It's a free country for the most part. Luis, awesome content. If a vacation rental is 3 to 5% cash-on-cash return, what does that mean? So cash-on-cash return is simply the amount of money you're making on the money you invested. So if I pull it up real quick just so people can see this, it's a rate of return used in real estate transactions that calculates the cash income earned on the cash invested, okay? So if you invested, let's say, $1,000 and you're making $1,000, that's a 100% cash-on-cash return. So there's formulas for this. It's pretty simple. You can say he's left with a cash flow of $205,000. The investor's cash-on-cash return is 205 minus 135 divided by 135, 51%. So typically 3 to 5% cash-on-cash is pretty low historically, but I'm coming from a perspective of Cleveland, Ohio. People are making double-digit cash-on-cash returns here because the rent is good, the jobs are pretty good, they're blue-collar, solid jobs. Some are white-collar, to be honest. You know, people make a lot of money on rentals here. It's good cash flow. But there's not a lot of appreciation here in Cleveland. If I pull up Cuyahoga County population, you can see that the county that Cleveland is in, Cleveland proper, it's had a negative growth rate since 1980. People are moving out of Cleveland proper or Cuyahoga County. If you look at Franklin County, which is Columbus, Ohio, big campuses, Ohio State, technology, companies, jobs, things like that, it's only grown since 1980. So to all my real estate investors out there, when you're making these decisions, you got to go where the path of progress is. Where are the jobs? Where are the highways? Where is the infrastructure? This is free knowledge, you guys. I wish I had a mentor like me. Let me pat myself on the back some more there real quick. Okay, let's see what we got here. I need to go to a... Oh, you said genus, bro. Humphrey, you said genus. I thought you said guns, like show me your guns, like your muscles. Yeah, I'm not into genus, my man. Oh, that's someone asking you about genus. Maybe you did say guns. What does this button do? 15 bucks. Thank you, Carson. I appreciate that, brother. Okay, am I going to do a Fundrise update? I need to. I've been lazy on the Fundrise. You're correct. I should do that. What do I think about paper trading? Is Humphrey Yang related to Andrew Yang? I'm friends with Humphrey, dude. Humphrey's a good dude. We were in Miami together for the Bitcoin conference. Okay, give me a second, you guys. I got to get a drink of water. This is actually coffee. I shouldn't be drinking coffee at 5 p.m., but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I don't want to miss any of these questions. So let me get to the highlighted stuff, you guys. I apologize. I don't want to skip your questions, but if people are donating money to my daughter's 529 or to the Waiters Tip Fund, I need to answer those first. So 27-year-old high school teacher, I'm able to save $1,000 a month, but I've realized that's not enough in California. Any ideas? Would you start a YouTube right now? So first and foremost, I have the most respect for teachers, especially teachers in high school, because I was a brat in high school and I feel your pain. Teachers are underappreciated in this society, I believe, but it is what it is. So if you're in California, I don't know exactly where you are in California, but I'm assuming higher cost of living area. Would I start a YouTube right now in 2021? Absolutely, 100%. Not everyone is cut out for it. Not everyone will make money from it. I'm just being honest. But if you do, it is a nice form of passive income. So if you want to live in California and stay in California, and you realize that your teacher's salary may not be enough to keep up with where you want to live, I highly suggest any form of entrepreneurship. It doesn't have to be YouTube, you guys. So if you mean any ideas, I would say any form of entrepreneurship or side hustling for sure. Every dude needs to have a daughter. I have a 3-year-old. Congratulations, brother. Yeah, daughters are great. Mine is beautiful, but that's because my wife is beautiful, so I got lucky. I'm the 20-year-old that asked about my dividend investing. You recommended not financial advice, LOL, ETFs instead. How does Q? I didn't necessarily recommend ETFs, but I'm saying I would recommend growth rather than dividends at 20 years old. You have 40 years for your money to compound, dude, if you start investing when you're 20. Knock on wood. Hopefully you live a happy, healthy life. So my taxable account is mostly VTI. Those are typically large cap. You can do VUG, growth. You can do SPY-G, which is S&P 500 growth. You can do QQQ, which typically in and of itself is a growth index because it's typically technology, inherently growth. But look at the dot-com bubble. If you invested in certain stocks, it would have taken you 10 years to break even. Look at Cisco. Some people still haven't broken even from Cisco. See, the problem is, you guys, when you're this young, I'm not patronizing you. I'm just being honest. I'm 33. When you're this young, people forget about, they don't even know about recessions. Not forget about, they didn't even live through any. They lived through maybe March 2020, and that was a blip. That was a little blip on the radar. If you go through Cisco, sorry, this isn't a long enough chart. If you go to Cisco during the dot-com bubble, look at this. Imagine investing in this. And this was the stock price. You have to realize this is 21 years ago, you guys. This was $77 a share 21 years ago, okay, when a dollar was worth a lot more than it is today because of inflation. So imagine buying it in June of 2000. You still haven't broken even yet if you held for 21 years, which I'm sure you haven't. So just something to think about, you guys. I hope that helps, brother. You're 20 years old. You're young. Take some risk. You have plenty of time to make up for any losses. Not financial advice. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, what are your thoughts on mortgage stocks? A lot of people like mortgage stocks. They typically have high growth, high dividend yields if you're investing in certain ones. Rocket Mortgage, I'm from Cleveland. That's Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert runs the city. He runs Detroit as well. Dude, I'm getting the stream again. I'm getting the warning again. Is this healthy? Is the stream health good? I'm getting the warning again. No. Is it good? Unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. All right. I hope this is still working, guys. Hey, give me a thumbs up in the chat if the stream health is good, okay? Thank you. All right. What are your thoughts on mortgage stocks? I don't own any, to be quite honest, but I look at, a lot of these companies. So I'm coming from a commercial real estate background, okay? I've done leases. I've done many leases with mortgage companies. One day they're there, next day they're gone, okay? Depending on interest rates, that's what dictates their business. For the past, 10, 12 years with rates being low, a lot of refis, a lot of mortgages, hot real estate market, obviously they're going to do well. It may not behoove you to hold mortgage company stocks when interest rates are going up, which we'll probably see in 2022, 2023. Just my opinion, just a guy on YouTube. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't have a finance degree. I didn't work in finance my whole life. I don't know anything. Shiba Inu to the moon. Get out of here with that trash. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. Did you build your duplexes to have as rental properties? Yes. So we built 3 duplexes, 6 units, cost about $100 a square foot to build. I was the leasing partner, equity partner. My other partner was a lot of the money partner, and then the builder partner was the builder. He got a percentage of the deal when it was done, and also some money to build as well. So we ended up at $100 a square foot. We ended up selling them at like $130 a square foot. We were going to keep them as rentals. We had good tenants. They were new construction. I had like a dentist in one side. I had an older woman in the other, and a couple other people as well. They were cash flowing. They're doing well. It's just that we chose not to continue that business. That's really what it boiled down to. We sold all of those in, I want to say 2018, 2019. I'd say 2018 if I remember correctly. Don't do what Urban Meyer did. Let's see. Oh my God, bro. Jameson88. I saw that comment. I'm not going to repeat it. It's funny. What are your thoughts on Reit dividend stocks? Well, yeah, REITs. I mean, REITs are great. I prefer VNQ, which is just Vanguard's REIT ETF, index fund. There's O. You can look at O, which is Realty Income. So let me pull this up real quick. And the reason I use Robinhood is just because it's really easy for you guys to see. If you look at O, this pays monthly. They've raised their dividend a lot, and it's a monthly payer. There's another one, I think it's WTC, or I could have sworn it was WT, what is it? It's another real estate investment trust. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I mean, I like REITs for sure. If I turn 65 tomorrow and stop doing YouTube, how would my portfolio change? I'd probably divest a little bit from VTI, which is Total Stock Market Index Fund, maybe go into bonds if I was 65 tomorrow, maybe some annuities. I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, when you're young and healthy and, knock on wood, I'm young and healthy for the most part and have everyone's healthy around me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll just roll with VTI till I die, dude. Just keep it in the market. But then you also have to think about economics and macro factors, you guys. It's how do I say this? It's unpredictable. We're living in unprecedented times right now with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, decentralized finance, all this stuff. It's very hard to predict. Typically, if you look at the old school guys that were doom and gloom and Chicken Little and the sky's falling and, buy gold and silver because you're going to die tomorrow, that kind of a thing, they did well for many, many years because it's always been the same system. It was a gold standard up until 1971. After 1971, we went off the gold standard. We went to fiat, which we have today in 2021, 50 years later. But I think the fiat experiment is ending, my friends. I think we're going to see central bank digital currencies. We're going to see Fed coin. We're going to see, Freedom coin. We're going to see all this BS, which is just fiat, but in a digital form. And what that's going to do is it's going to enable the government and these banks to track everything you're doing. That is not tinfoil hat. That is 100% fact. I promise you it'll happen. So the question is we're going into a whole new paradigm of money. And in my opinion, I'm a big Bitcoiner because it's the hardest, soundest money ever created. That is my take on that. Whether you agree or not, I mean, good for you. That's your opinion. This is just my opinion. If I can go back 10 years and change one thing about investment finance related, what would it be except buy crypto? Obviously, I would have bought Bitcoin. I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013 when I was working at eFuneral, a tech startup in Cleveland. And my buddy said, hey, look at Bitcoin. It went to $900, $1,000. I'm like, Bitcoin, what is this trash? This is just a scam. And then I went down the rabbit hole in 2018. And then I realized, oh, duh, like I am a Bitcoiner inherently in the principles I believe in. So if I can go back 10 years, obviously, buy Bitcoin. But other than that, I wish I was a little bit more aggressive, and I wish my Roth IRA wasn't a target date fund. I got fooled by that. It still is a target date fund. Don't get me wrong. I haven't changed it, but I need to swap that. I wish I would have swapped that out into like total stock market or something like that. I missed out on a lot of gains in my Roth IRA because I invested in a target date fund as opposed to some more growth. So give me 1 second. I'm going to text my wife. I need a glass of water. I'm dying, dude. Yeah, I've been talking for like 2 hours straight. Okay. Humphrey versus Marco. No, Humphrey's my buddy, man. He's a good dude. Okay. Dave, thank you for the $5, sir. I'm a software engineer. What's your best finance-based app idea? Love your videos regardless. Well, if you can help me build this, I want to build an all-inclusive one-stop shop, similar to Personal Capital, to where you can see your net worth growing over time. You can see your dividends. You can see your portfolio growing. You can see dividend dates, earnings reports, similar to like a combination of Personal Capital meets Simply Safe Dividend. So if anyone wants to help me build this and they're able to build this, I'll pay you for it. But that's what I want to do. Thoughts on oil stocks, when to get out if you're in them. I mean, oil's blowing up right now, dude. I remember I did a video on this like a year ago when oil went negative. Who remembers when oil negative oil whiteboard finance? Let me see if I can find this, you guys. Yeah, oil down big. This was a year ago. So this was in the old house, in the old studio. It's funny seeing how much you grow over time as well. Look at this nerd, dude. Who is this guy? Got the sport coat on, comb over. You guys actually listen to this guy? This guy's a scammer, dude. He's like scamming you on late night TV. No, I'm just kidding. This was April 20th, 2020. So over a year ago, year and a half ago, I made this video. This was when oil went negative 13.10 cents per barrel. I used to get hundreds of thousands of views on my videos. I don't anymore. I have no idea why. Maybe I'm not in favor with the algorithm, but it is what it is. So I would get out if I made, more than 20, 30%, if you can. I mean, I wouldn't hold them because even though, yes, oil is important and they do literally run certain countries, I just never been, a big fan. I never really owned like ExxonMobil or anything like that, to be quite honest. So hope that answers your question. Make your gains and get out. I would look at commodities if I were you. I was looking at uranium like a year and a half ago, and I never pulled the trigger. I don't know why. Like all my friends were talking about buying uranium ETF, and I'm like, uranium, like what am I going to do? Build a nuclear bomb? Like what do I need this for? I was looking at it like right around here, like Q4 2019. It dipped down to $7.40. Now look where it's at, $23.61. And I'm kicking myself in the butt. That would have been, essentially 3x return if I would have bought it when I was thinking about it, but it is what it is. But hindsight is 2020, my friends. Do I invest in penny stocks? Absolutely not. Penny stocks are for people trying to sell you courses, in my humble opinion. Let's see. Browns 2.5 against the Chargers this weekend, Marco. Who do you think? Browns are getting points? What? Come on, bro. The Browns should be 4-0 right now. Yeah, if the Browns are getting points, I'm taking the Brownies, baby. Baker has been a little bit sketchy, but we'll see. Chances of Akron Zips football winning another game this season. Hey, I was there when we were national champions in soccer, D1, so I don't really care about hand egg. I like the actual football. How to start in the stock market. My course, you guys. I put out a free course. I probably could have made a lot of money. Let me pull it up here. I probably could have made a lot of money on this if I released this as a course, but I chose to put it out for free. So this right here, Stock Market for Beginners, it has almost 4 million views in 10 months. So I highly recommend this. And also download it. There's a link down here to download this entire presentation if you want for free. So that's my goodwill, you guys. Let's see. I'm going to try. There's no other paid chats or anything like that. Come on, guys. It's Friday night. I'm trying to take my wife out. I'm just kidding. If I have half a Bitcoin now, will I be set by 2030? Well, let's take a look at that, my friend. Let's pull up the stock to flow ratio. Stock to flow model. This was created by Mr. Plan B. So if you're talking 2030, the chart doesn't even go out that far, sir. It goes out to 2026, but I will say in 2026 they have Bitcoin at $1.3 million. So I know I'm blocking it right there, but I can't really scroll over anymore. So right now Bitcoin should be at 6 figures. I thought we were going to see that back in August. That didn't happen. I have Bitcoin at 6 figures by the end of the year. You can make fun of me if you want, but at the end of the day, we're going to go through a second halving or another halving in 2024, and that's when I truly think Bitcoin is going to blow up. Right here after 2024, that's when we're going to see crazy gains, all things considered. So when I say all things considered, I mean anything drastic. If anything drastic doesn't happen, that's what we should see. Does my wife work? Right now, she's on medical leave because she gave birth about a month ago, but yes, she's a full-time nurse, and she's interviewing for nurse practitioner jobs currently. So she passed her nurse practitioner boards. She's interviewing and will most likely be a nurse practitioner before the end of the year. So we talked about this. So, I make enough money to where, She doesn't have to work, but she spent a lot of years, getting her undergrad, getting her master's degree. Oh, speaking of which, no, she doesn't. Thank you. She's got her boobs out because she's breastfeeding. Too much information. She just brought me this water, so give me a second, dude. I'm like dying. Really? She gave me water from the fridge? Give me a bottled water, dude. What am I, a peasant? I'm working hard over here. Okay, so I make enough money. I have enough in investments, all that stuff. She doesn't have to work, but she worked her butt off to get her degree. She's the first person in my family to have a master's degree, which I'm very, very proud of. So yeah, she wants to be a full-time nurse practitioner. And not only that, you guys, when you're an entrepreneur in the United States, you get screwed on health insurance. So she has really good health insurance. It cost us $0 for the birth of our child. And the bill was like, 8, 9, 10 grand or something like that. We paid $0 out of pocket, which was great. And since she's a nurse at the hospital that we gave birth in, or that she gave birth in, they treated us very well. It was awesome. It was a great experience. It was a miracle. Don't fall for the Western propaganda of not having kids and all that stuff. If you're able to have kids, God willing, please do it. It's a life changer. It's a miracle. It really is. Dave Ramsey's vetted advisor. This guy's screen name is Dave Ramsey's vetted advisor. You're a legend, sir. Whoever you are, you're a legend. I wish I could tip you, dude. Can you get a lap dance with Bitcoin? Of course you can. If she has a wallet and you have your phone, you can send it to her instantly without a third party. You absolutely can. People that say this are either 90 years old or they didn't take the time to learn Bitcoin. Bought Bitcoin in 2017, 8K, went to 20K in 2 weeks. Nice. Was in high school in 2012, and it was roughly $100 to $200 if I recall. Couldn't imagine why I would buy Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a good point, Jared. Let's see. Don't mention it's your opinion. Ignore the incompetent people who don't know that. Yeah, that's true. Everything's my opinion. And opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. All right. Never sit down as a live show without two large waters. That's true. Let's see. What will one Bitcoin be in 2030? I mean, you guys got to realize like the market cap of stuff. I'll leave this up on the screen, and I'll leave my cursor right here as I explain this. Right now, Bitcoin's market cap is close to $1 trillion, okay? Gold's market cap is right around $10 trillion. So Bitcoin just surpassing gold, which it has, in my opinion, in utility and all that stuff, is gold 2.0, from a store of wealth to, being money, being a currency, all that stuff. It does what gold already does, plus, a million times more. So Bitcoin is going to 10x from here. I strongly believe that on a large enough time frame. Some people say it's the AOL of money, the MySpace of money. That's been debunked many times. But if you look at like the real estate market, if you look at the bond market, if you look at sovereign wealth, those are in the, tens of trillions, hundreds of trillions of dollars. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to become the next, store of, unit of account, the global unit of account, but people that know what it is know what it is. So I definitely think it can still 10x from here. That's just my humble opinion. I know it sounds crazy, you guys, but once you go down the rabbit hole and really learn this, it's not an egregious prediction. Isabella, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate that. Someone left $10. Let me get to that. Headbang Tyler, thank you, sir. Here, take your wife out. Also, what percentage of savings do you put into Bitcoin? I have 10 to 15% of my net worth in Bitcoin at all times. I think it's a little bit lower right now just because the price went down, but I've been dollar cost averaging since $3,000. That's not an exaggeration. Since $3,000, I've been buying chunks of Bitcoin. I put it on my wallet. I don't keep it on an exchange. Never keep your crypto on an exchange. Yeah, I keep 10 to 15% of my net worth in Bitcoin. And when I say Bitcoin, there's a little bit of Ethereum in there. There's Cardano in there, but a majority of that portfolio, I'd say 90 to 95% is Bitcoin. And thank you for the $10, sir. That's going to go to the Daughters 529 Fund or the Waiters tip. So I appreciate that. What percentage of your portfolio is Bitcoin? 10 to 15%. Should have asked for a glass of milk instead of water. You're sweating. You must be hot. I'm not sweating. It's just, it's hot in this basement. I got like a million lights. I got all this stuff. I wish I could turn this camera around to show you. So is Buffett and Kiyosaki right? Crash in October? That's a good question. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't have a crystal ball. I think timing the market is a fool's errand, to be quite honest. But that's not to say there's a lot of writing on the wall with, Evergrande and a lot of systemic risk there. That's nothing to be sneezed at. I mean, that's typically, I'd say, 300 billion tied up that they owe people. So we'll see. Marco, you're killing it, man. Glad to see you grow over the years. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. My wife is a nurse and gave birth in the same hospital too. Nice. You can still put it up on those course website regardless. You have 6 kids. Damn, bro. Damn, Daniel. Can you speak a bit more on why healthcare insurance sucks for entrepreneurs? I don't know why. Only in America is the healthcare system completely backwards. I'm not going to go into some socialist rant because I'm not. But whenever you go to Europe and stuff, the quality of the healthcare or the technology may be lower for sure because it is free. But you're not going bankrupt over a medical bill. That's for sure. So I think the United States needs to find a happy medium on that because they are so backwards when it comes to maternity leave, paternity leave, healthcare, and quality of life with vacations. This country's sick, dude. In Europe, you get 3 months off vacation. My cousins in the Balkans, they get a full year paid once they have a child. So if a woman has a child, she gets a year off, fully paid, no questions asked. The man gets months off to help raise a normal family. Here, it's like as a guy, you're lucky if you get anything, and as a woman, you're lucky if you get 3 months. So I have a serious issue with that. Jackie B, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate that. That'll go to the daughter's 529 plan or giving generously. Hi, Marco. Thank you in advance. My mom inherited $10,000. She is 60 and is a housewife. What would be the best way to invest her money? So she is older. It depends on her risk tolerance. If she doesn't have an emergency fund, that 10 grand can go to 3 to 6 months of emergency fund if she is a housewife, if she doesn't have someone else to, help support her or have money in the bank. If she does have money in the bank and she already is of retirement age, she could put that in a Roth IRA to grow tax-free if she wanted to, because there's no mandatory distributions that you have to take on that. If she doesn't want to put it in a Roth IRA, she could invest it in a taxable account. It depends on what her appetite for risk is. At that age, you want to be a little bit more bond heavy, as opposed to stocks. But there's not to say you couldn't do maybe a 40-60 portfolio, 40% stocks, 60% bonds, a 30-70 portfolio, that kind of a thing. But at her age, she's not going to be a professional stock investor. She may not have time to research that stuff. You always may want to look at index funds and ETFs. I highly believe in that. It's not financial advice. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. I don't have a finance degree. I haven't worked in finance my whole life. I don't know what I'm talking about. When do you see central bank digital currencies being implemented in the USA? Within the next 5 years, for sure. You see China already doing it. How they're going to do it is similar to how they did it to the vaccines. They're going to make it a lottery. Hey, you get put into this lottery or get free money if you get the vaccine. They're going to do it the same way as China did it. They're going to say, hey, download the CBDC China coin, use it. We'll give you free coin in the app, that kind of a thing. So within the next 5 years, in my opinion, cash will be like funny. Like if you pulled out cash, like in, I'd say 10 years or so, you're going to be looked at like you have 3 heads. Okay. Best crypto wallet. I personally used the Ledger Nano S. I'm very happy with it. It's never been hacked. The company's never been hacked. They did have data stolen. I will be upfront with you. But that Ledger, the device itself, has never, ever been hacked in history. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just use them personally. Let's go. Just got done watching the first 2 attempts. Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell was up with my internet. I think it's because I was on a 2.4 gigahertz network instead of my 5 gigahertz network. Good morning from Brisbane, Australia. Love your content. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. My brother down under. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. It is 5 p.m. I have tickets to James Bond at 8 p.m. We're going to grab dinner probably at like 6:15-ish, so I got to go shower. I got to get fresh. I've been sweating like a pig. Look at this. I'm not even going to show you my pits. They're gross. But it's interesting. This stream, so I have 700,000 subscribers. This stream has 538 viewers on it. This algorithm is it's so stupid, dude. It really is. Like, I need to start making these thumbnails with, like, you know, like this clickbait shit. Like, I swear to God, dude, I can't stand it. It's like, I feel like a hamster on a hamster wheel. If you want me to do stuff like this behind a paywall, maybe like, you know, a few bucks a month, I will do it on a Patreon. I swear to God. I'll do live streams through Patreon, and I'll have a private Discord because I need to get off of this YouTube algorithm island. I'll be straight up with you guys. So I'm going to create a private course and a private community. It'll be behind a paywall, and if you want insight like this, I'm happy to give it. I'm also talking to two other really big creators that I may end up partnering with them on that. That way you have more than just my perspective. Okay, how do I learn about Bitcoin? How do I go down the rabbit hole? Okay, very simple. I'm gonna show you this right now. I do not get compensated for any of this. I'm just gonna show you the best resources possible. This is my friend VJ. The bullish case for Bitcoin. Highly. This is an article. If you want this for free, you don't have to buy this. It's an article. Just type in the bullish case for Bitcoin. Sorry, I forgot to change my screen. Bullish case for Bitcoin, Vijay Boyapati, okay? If you want to go down economics, philosophy, all that stuff, this is a free article. You can it's on Medium. You can literally Google this. It's free. So the next one is free as well. Inventing Bitcoin, Jan Pritzker. This is free as well. You can get this for free. These are all free, you guys. I'm not selling you anything. Inventing Bitcoin. So do this in order. The bullish case for Bitcoin, Inventing Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Standard. I put this on Instagram in 2019. I said, if you're going to read one book this year, read this one. I buy this for friends, the Bitcoin Standard. Okay, read those 3 books and then go down the rabbit hole of like podcasts and stuff. Thank me later. Thank me in 4 years. Okay. I'd paid for the Discord 100%. Thank you, Luis. I appreciate that. Don't make a course. I'm definitely going to make a course. I have a lot of knowledge to share. I'm going to do it to where it's accessible and affordable for the masses. I'm absolutely going to make a course. Let's see. I'll be happy to join your Patreon. Did you retire the whiteboard or your pink shirts? Pink shorts, absolutely not. Whiteboard is literally 15 feet to my left. Pink sweaters, pink polos. Real men wear pink, okay? Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Real men wear pink. It's a very masculine color. If you can pull it off. If you got the olive skin like me. No, I'm just kidding. 700,000 subscribers, 500 viewers. Nice. Okay. So he says, algorithm works. People just don't have notifications for new uploads and live. Live goes to the top of your feed if you're subscribed, sir. I'm hiding under my desk at work just to watch your live stream. You're a legend, dude. You're a legend. What brokerage do you recommend? So I personally use M1 Finance. I have accounts everywhere. TD Ameritrade, Vanguard. It depends on what you're looking for. TD Ameritrade is really good if you want a really capable platform. Thinkorswim. Even Weeble's not bad. Robinhood's not bad if you're an absolute beginner. I don't know how you guys feel about Robinhood. I think it has the best user experience and the best user interface. I'm not talking about their morals and ethics and their business practices. I'm talking about the interface, period. It still wins for me, in my opinion. Oh, boy. All right, it is 5:15. I'm probably going to end this at like 5:30. Dave Ramsey's vetted advisor. Dude, you are killing me. Guys, Dave Ramsey makes his money through sponsorships, through affiliates, and through selling your information to his network of vetted advisors. And book sales. If you guys think he made his money through not buying coffee, you are an idiot. Straight up. Like, you are not a smart person if you believe that. All right, that's it. I got to pull up this article. I have to pull this up. I'm sorry. You guys forced my hand. This is my friend Larry Ludwig. He wrote this article, All Personal Finance Experts Are Liars. not watch, Google this and read this article. This is all you need to know, okay? I believe in this. Except me. I'm not a liar. I have a career to fall back on. I don't need to make money on YouTube. All right. Dave Ramsey's vetted advisor. Take my money. Love your work. Congratulate your wife for her career choice. Truly challenging, noble work. Not enough of them around. 110%, sir. I really, all joking aside, I really appreciate that you said that. Knock on wood, I've been healthy my whole life. I've never spent any time in a hospital. My wife's parents are both nurses for 30 years. My wife is a nurse for 5, but she's been working at the same hospital for 10 now. I didn't realize how much crap these people go through. She works at a government hospital in the hood, and these people treat her like crap. They treat her like their servant. I'd be fired in a week. Let's just put it that way. Get a 3-pack Wi-Fi mesh. I have about 6 Google Pucks around my house. My house is pretty big. I have 6 Google Wi-Fis, my friend. But thank you, though, for that advice. Bone Daddy, $5. Thank you again, sir. You didn't have to do that. That'll go to a 529 plan for my daughter or for giving abundantly to service industry workers. 2 jobs people should have, a waiter or a bartender, and then also a teacher. That way you can see what these people go through. Or a nurse, excuse me, a nurse as well. As a young investor in his 20s, what is your opinion, the places to research, growth stocks, etc.? So there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good platforms. I have always used, let's see here. FinViz has always been great. You have to realize there's a lot of junk out there now, especially that investing has gotten so popular. Investing never used to be this sexy, you guys. It was just kind of like old guys looking at their like 401ks and stuff. Yes, there was like penny stock hype and things like that, but it was never really like this, you guys. Like, we're living in unprecedented times where like investing is sexy because of Wolf of Wall Street, because of The Big Short, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's turned everybody into like a finance guy, when in reality, you know, this isn't the path that I would recommend career-wise for everyone, unless you're really built for it, depending on what type of branch of finance you get into. Okay, so FinViz is good. I recommend you may want to check out Morningstar. I get free access to it through the library. The reason I bring this up is because check your local public library. It is a wealth of information that is very underutilized. The library was pretty much my babysitter as a kid. My mom would drop me off to the library and go, you know, grocery shopping or something if I didn't want to go. Use your library, you guys. Librarians, these public servants and stuff like that, these public workers, use it. It's there for a reason. Morningstar is good. Research reports are good. Private investment groups are good if you can find a good one. A lot of people are just trying to sell you stuff, to be completely honest. But if you find a good one, it's worth its weight in gold. I read Dave Ramsey's book, but the trusted brokers are not available in South Africa. Oh my God, dude, you guys are funny. Familiar with Joe Carlson? Yeah, Joe's okay. He kind of just reads headlines. I mean, I appreciate his opinion, but you got to do more than just read headlines. Maybe I caught the wrong episodes. I don't know. I don't want to talk smack, but yeah, his stuff is okay. Let's see. Do you invest in crypto? Yes. Let's see. Olivia's review, Amador. Thank you so much, Olivia, for the $5. I really appreciate that. When are we getting a pizza channel? I love pizza, man. That's my weakness. Pizza. Dude, I can eat pizza all week. Let's see. I don't tip my waiter or bartender. I love to tip my fast food and grocery store people. That's weird, but hey, do you, brother. Do you think the elimination of investing fees has been the victorious secret of making investing more sexy? No, it helps. That's a good question. But I just think we're living in unprecedented times with social media compounded with Hollywood, compounded with, you know, massive gains and stuff like that. And also forums like Reddit, you know, Wall Street Bets, things like that. Investing has just become popular. You know, it's kind of the thing that you just do. Like when Dogecoin, you know, Dogecoin to the moon. Like, you know, most people know that Dogecoin it's a shit coin. It's not worth anything, but people are still buying it because of hype. That's what I feel like investing has kind of become. But there's nothing wrong with that. The more people, the merrier. I probably wouldn't have as big of a channel as I did if it wasn't for that. But you also have to realize, you know, you need to know what you're doing before you just start blindly putting money into the market. That's my opinion. This guy, you never own your house because the city owns it. You never own your house. You remember that, dude. I appreciate that. That was kind of a banger. Half of those are just freestyle, dude, just literally off the top of my head. Those are not scripted. After a year of educating myself in Bitcoin, I put 90% of my portfolio in it along the way. No regrets here and set for life at current price. Thanks, Marco. My pleasure, my brother. I hope this lasts. We'll see. There's no reason it shouldn't unless there's something unforeseen, but I don't think there is. I really think that it's the next form of the foundation of money. The next base layer of money is Bitcoin. Okay. The only thing I'm going to ask you guys, other than these super chats, I really appreciate it. Why not debate Dave Ramsey? There's nothing to debate. I believe with I'd say 80% of what he has to say in terms of advice. But I will say, share my channel, you guys. The algorithm doesn't like me. You need to be like that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, clickbaity, sticking out your, like you're opening your mouth and all that stuff, just for like clickbait. I'm never going to do that. I have too much pride, whether that's right or wrong. I'm never going to do that. Yeah, just share the channel, you guys. I really appreciate it if you share the channel. Everything I put out there is for free. I've never asked for a penny in about almost 4 years now. November of 17 was when I started. November of 2021, holy crap, it's going to be 4 years on YouTube, you guys. That's crazy. Talk about your BMW. I sold both my BMWs. I went into dad mode. I bought a, you guys are going to laugh at me. I bought a Honda Accord, dude. So I had a 3 Series and a 5 Series. 5 Series I made money on. So it's so funny. It's so funny, dude. That's why you can't take YouTube comments to heart, because most people have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So I made this video called My Old BMW, trying to explain supply and demand, okay? So I bought a 540 M Sport. I don't know if you guys remember this video. This was June of 2019. So I bought a very rare BMW. This is a 540 M Sport. They only made like 1,200 of these in the United States for this year in 2003. And I said in this video, this is supply and demand. This car is going to go up in value. I promise you I'm going to sell this car for more than what I bought it for. And no one believed me. They're like, oh, it's a BMW. It's going to leak oil. It's maintenance, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, trust me. I've been doing this a long time with my dad. And I sold this car on Bring a Trailer for more than what I bought it for. I don't know. It's funny. So my point to that rant is don't listen to the peanut gallery. Like listen to your audience and listen to your friends and listen to people you know. But if you know how to do something, do it. Bill Gates wasn't listening to his professors. Michael Dell wasn't listening to his professors. The dude that started Oracle, Larry Ellison, he wasn't listening to his classmates and professors. They just went out there and did it. Okay. Same thing with like Zuckerberg and all these entrepreneurs. Like, yes, they're 1 in a million, but just if you know something, don't listen to other people that don't. Okay. Yeah. So I got a Honda Accord. So I sold, Katarina, thank you. I appreciate that. So I sold this 540 M Sport for a profit, and I traded in, which I never do. I usually sell it privately, but I was just, I wanted to just get it over with. I traded in my 3 Series. So I got a 2021 Honda Accord. All my friends make fun of me. I make fun of me. My dad made fun of me. My mom made fun of me. My wife made fun of me. My brother-in-law made fun of me. Half my soccer team made fun of me. But it is what it is. I love it. It's a great car, so I'm happy with it. I could have afforded something a lot more expensive, but I chose not to. I went into straight up dad mode. So hopefully I get some respect for that. But a lot of people made fun of me. All right, let's see. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Respect from Cape Town. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to go take a shower. I'm starving. I'm going to go eat. My wife and I are going to see James Bond at 8 p.m. Don't rob my house. I have a guard dog and guns, and people will be here. So if you know where I live, please don't rob my house. I appreciate you guys. Usually I get thousands of people on these streams. We're at about 500, which is fine. I appreciate and respect each and every one of you. If you can just share the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a prosperous day. Have a great weekend. Peace.